Howdy and welcome back to Barrel Hitch Trading. Got a special one for you today. This is Trade the Shape T+1 recap. This is the Monday, Wednesday, Friday journal entry that goes back over my closed trades from the closed session earlier today. Always after market close with all closed trades. This is my journal for the day, and it's a doozy. Plenty to learn today for sure. So, of course, as always, disclaimer, any you phrasing in my videos is just casual speech. This channel is only my personal trading journey and journal. So, personal trading journal only. All right, so I promised you last week that if it got ugly, you'd get to see it, and that we would definitely have some losers along the way. And oh my goodness, today is that example. So I was basically on tilt today. Those of you that are familiar with things will come to see over time I am neurodivergent, and that's one of the things that I have to manage is that category. And when I don't, it becomes apparent real quick. So just glancing at the screen, right, you should be able to see just a bunch of red flags off the kicker. One, this is the trade timestamps for the day, and it's too small to see. Bad sign number one, right? You can't tell there's 16 entries there that are 8 trades. That should be just almost never, right? It's got to be a weird day for that to be a valid, proper thing. The one we're going to talk about the most today is the one that sticks out if you look over here. So, right, if you're on the win-loss column, doesn't look too bad, right? 4 wins, 4 losses. But structure matters, right? Even ignoring, I'll cover it up right here. We'll pretend that one doesn't exist. Even ignoring this, you go up and down. That's a negative day. Not grossly so, but it's a negative day on the other 7 trades. And not, well, anyway, those 7 we'll touch real quick late, but basically I was breaking another rule doing those. This first one, right? First mistake I made was not the entry, actually. So it doesn't look like it on this end of day chart, but right here, right, and crazy, right, on a horrible day, you see if I was waiting on bar closes and using my indicator signal, which, like I said, I don't always do, printing money today, following that if you're just buy sell. But again, good examples like right over here, right, it's saying short and you're, so it's not a buy sell signal, but you can tell it gives a good indicator, especially on good clear wave days. So that should be a one trade, maybe somewhere right in there and out, and then probably like right in here another trade, and then out somewhere in there, and it should have been a good 2 trade day. But no. So what did I do? I was in here where there actually was a curve, right? It came down, touched, and in the mid bar it was back up right in here. So that's where I was in, and that's somewhere, I don't know, so we'll just call it 247.10-ish on the IWM. And then I got in a work meeting, and that was somewhere right in here. And instead of doing what I tell myself to do and I'm supposed to do based on my rule set, which is exit, win-loss in between. If you got to go to a work meeting and you're not able to really watch it, then I just exit, right? That's my rule for myself. Did not do that, right? Got distracted and didn't not do it on purpose, but I got distracted because I didn't do it immediately and came back somewhere in here. Well, then what did I see, right? Well, this is basically the trade ended right in there, except it did it over here at about the same percentage loss. But what did I see here? Right, curving back up. Okay, we'll ride it. So when it got right in here, that would have been a great exit after I did stay in down there. But I was in another work meeting, and what did I not do again? Exit my trade. Bad. And then came back, right, again, right? So this is first curve back look at it. So I missed an exit here because of work, missed an exit here because of work, came back here and here, and did see the curve, and it turned in favor. But once I'm over here instead of here, Father Time is undefeated, folks, and time decay. time I was back over here, right, and saw this as a potential exit, yeah, it's just at that point it's too much catch up to be played, right? Even if I'm on top of it, on top of it, on top of it, the P&L part, which don't watch, is what I'm supposed to do, right? Trade the shape, not the P&L for sure. Rookie mistake. But I did that today. I got back in here and not back into a trade, but back looking at the chart. Right about there, I could have got out. Because of time decay, it would have been about a 12% loss. But no, grinding, ride it out again, even though structure broke right there. As far as the curve goes, not the EMAs. And then got distracted in another work call right here. Came back and it was in here. Oh, look, it's off the VWAP. No, boom. And so I was finally out somewhere in here with just multiple mistakes, comedy of errors today. And then I compounded it with what did I do all throughout here? Well, that's the other 7 trades where guess what I'm doing? Trying to make it up. And that is the full day chart there. And as you can all see, that's way, way past my cutoff of noon. It even occurred to me. And then like I said, this was a neurodivergent day for sure, where I was doing a very poor job managing. I hesitated on the first one. Then I said, no, this is a good signal, right? But there's reason for my rules. You can see this is common, right? Morning, wave, 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 wave. Not every morning, obviously, but wave, 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 especially on the IWM. And then you get this kind of like less pretty, especially this in the lunch and afternoon. So that really is a large part of the reason for my system being in the morning is the shapes tend to be favorable. Now the good news out of all this, what did I do right today? And I'm distracting you with the cursor on purpose a little bit here. What did I do right today? Risk control. 10% sizing each. And that is what saves my bacon on the rare days like this. Haven't had a day this bad in 2 months, right? And that day was way worse. Later in the posting videos, you'll see that. But haven't had a day this bad in a couple of months. I did want to drill down into it some more today. And then what I haven't touched on yet, do real quick here, the internals, right? They look like, if you ignore the chart up here and these, and just look at them, they look like basically the day was a hot mess. And you look at it, right, it seemed, oh, charger, and then, oh, it's coming back. But if you just look at the chart as a whole, what did the day end up? Roughly flat, right? It's going to be wiki up there, but it's roughly a flat day. And that's what these look like. But of course, that's the magic trick of the market, right? When you're looking at it real time, right? And here, that's a grind day. That's a grind day. But again, it's about in the moment trading the shape for my system, what I'm doing. It's not ever about prediction. So you can see down here, the VIX was rolling, for upward pressure all day until it wasn't. Not really anything in there to predict it, which I don't do anyway, right? And you look at tick, middle, 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 and then it's actually trending up in the tick, which would be upward pressure, while the market's not responding, right? Now the vol, kind of matches the shape of the day, you can see there. So Vold is a good one to watch. But yeah, off my rocker today for sure. Did a poor job managing myself. It showed in the results, but that risk control, very important. And the good news, live to trade another day. That's what that risk control is for, that 10% sizing. The part of the risk control, obviously, I didn't get was the break structure get out, hits time get out, and those would have been in my favor today had I done them. So come back at it stronger and more capable the next time. Hope you all learned a lesson from this, at least one. There's a whole bunch in here because I sure learned some lessons from myself today. And hopefully go back and apply those and get better the next time. That's what it's all about. Learn when that not fails or I didn't know the shape and come back and do it better the next time, ideally. But that's what today looked like. It was ugly, and I promised you all you would get to see it when it gets ugly, and here it is. But let's all learn together, and I'll see you soon.